The greatest way for you to push away what you want is by being needy and being desperate. You have to understand this. Neediness is a repellent. It's pushing away what you want and it's pushing in what you don't want. What's making you insecure, anxious, worried, all that stuff that is actually the opposite of what you usually want is what you draw in. You have to understand that your energy never lies. Your energy always reflects your state of consciousness, the place from which you're operating. And you have to understand that this is what determines ultimately how you react to life, the decisions you make, the actions you take, your energy, what you're bringing in, what you're manifesting and creating. And if you are needy often, if this is a state that is habitual for you, that is something that comes up often, that you bring triggered often, you have to really make sure to use what I'm about to show you in this video to stop being needy and desperate, and instead come back to a place where you're more neutral, where you're more secure, where you're more grounded in your power, and that will completely change the dynamic of what you are allowing to come into your life from a very different energy. And you'll notice that it's actually so much easier to bring stuff in your life when you're not needy. Neediness is a state of fear. It's a state of lack. I don't have it. I really, really want it. Because usually what's happening is that we're operating from a lower state of frequency, a lower state of consciousness, okay? Because there is anxiety, there is fear, there is all these kind of things that bring and push out that reaction from us. But we have to understand the dynamic of why this is a little bit happening and why so many people end up being needy. And the reason is that it's often reflecting your own self-concept, your own self-image. If you struggle with feeling worthy, with your self-esteem, the way you see yourself, if you struggle to feel safe for whatever reason, you're going to project those things. And you're going to attach on things and people, the things you want to create in your life, certain qualities, certain attributes, certain things that you want in order to fill those holes, those gaps, because you see that thing or that person as being, oh my God, I need this in order for me to fill that void, or for me to feel whole, or for me to feel whatever I want to feel, okay? And this is happening very subconsciously. And so when we feel like, oh my God, this is slipping away from me, oh my God, I don't have it, oh my God, everything is reminding you of that lack. It brings that fear. And that fear is a crying for help for you to try to be safe, for you to try to control, manipulate, and bring yourself back in a state of balance. But usually what happens is the opposite of that. Is that you put yourself more in a hole where you feel more anxiety and more scared and more trying to control and predict and control what's going to happen and who and what, and ending up pushing people away and the things that you want away, or making sure that it takes a long, hard time for you to get what you want. Simply because your energy is working against you. You put in so much resistance that is, instead of floating with the flow of water, you are actually swimming against it, and you're tiring yourself out because you think this is the only way. But it's not the only way, okay? Realize, please, that your neediness and being desperate never works for you. It makes you unhappy, it lowers your identity, it makes you feel unsafe, it makes you feel anxious and worried and controlling, and it really makes you feel inauthentic. You give your power away, you appear like a victim. So neediness never is working for you. And I want to take an example, because this is not something that just happens in relationship, also, although it's probably the easiest place where people can actually see neediness, work against them, because we all know a man or woman want to, attract a man or a woman in their life, and they find somebody and they have this little crush on them, and they start to project, oh my God, they're perfect and so beautiful and so sexy and so smart, and she or he is the one, and la 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 la. And all of a sudden they put so much importance, they put that person on a pedestal, and they're feeling like this is the one, this is the person I need, right? And the project again, the qualities, the emotion that they want to feel, that they don't have between themselves, that they crave, onto that other person. So when I get that person, I'm gonna feel loved, I'm gonna feel safe, I'm gonna feel whole, I'm gonna feel happy, I'm gonna feel all these things. That person is going to complete me. You heard that sometimes, right? They just complete me. That's complete garbage. Nobody can complete you if you're not complete within yourself. And so what you see is just you projecting your own lack of completeness and trying to get completeness from something or someone. But when you come from that place, what usually happens is that everything that makes you a little bit insecure kind of make you feel like, oh my God, they're slipping away from me. I need to tighten it up, or I need to be closer. I need to check in on them. I need to be closer. I need to do all these weird things to be liked to make sure they stick around, kind of thing. And usually what happens is that the person is like, oh my God, I need space. I can't fucking breathe here, right? Or you create a situation that actually put the person on the relationship completely, over and done. That's just an example. But being needy can also come from other things, whether it's money, whether it's a job, whether it's a car, whether it's anything you try to achieve or manifest. And what you can notice if you reflect in your life is that often the things that comes easiest in your life is things you don't really care for. You don't really care for much, and it kind of just happen, and you're like, yeah, cool, whatever, but what I want is really this. And those kind of things that you really, really want, that you really, really obsess on, that you really, really desperate on, kind of seem to be a fucking hassle. Takes time and energy and effort and grinding, and you do all the things and you feel like you're still not getting what you want. And everything's reminding you of the lack, and you go back at it. Isn't that interesting? So here is one of the main reasons that fuels your neediness is this. When you put too much importance on something or someone, it makes you needy. Because now all of a sudden I am here and that thing or that person is here. And now we like, I definitely need this because this is so much better than blah, blah, blah. And we project all the qualities and things that we think that person or the things will bring into our life. So when you put too much importance on something, you feed that thing, and you create a disharmony between where you are, who you are, and them. It's a different level, it's a different league. So we project certain things on those things that we really, really want. And the more we put it on a pedestal, the more we crave it, the more we reaffirm that we don't have it. So our energy is screaming to the universe, look at me, I don't have it. Look at me, I don't have it. Okay, and it makes you crave it even more, and that the loop never stops, like a hamster on a fucking wheel. But that being said, there is nothing wrong with wanting anything that you want. Everything that you want is good and desirable, and you should have it. What I'm inviting you to do is to reconsider your state of consciousness regarding that thing that you want, and to put away and to part away with the neediness, with the desperate victim mentality. Instead, to reclaim your sense of power as a creator. And one way to do that is to really take out of the importance that you put on the person or the thing that you want to create. And to come to a place where you feel like, okay, you know what? I am whole, I am healed, I am perfect the way I am. And so what you really need to do is to take away that sense of importance from that thing or that person. Taking that sense of importance, bringing that thing back to the same level as you, and to claim it in your consciousness, to, as I say often in this channel, to go to the end, to claim it, it's yours. Your job is to claim the thing that you want, is to be like, you know what, this is available, I like it, I think it'll be very enjoyable, I think it's perfect for me, I want this or something even better. And to assume, and there's many tools to do that, to create that state, that it's done, it's mine, it's done. And when it's done, when you're really in that state, there is no importance for the thing that you want because it's already yours. If you think of something you already have, maybe you think of your car, your partner, whatever you have right now that you really like, there's no sense of importance to it because it's yours. And it's so easy for us to take that thing for granted. Yeah? It's natural because it's natural for us to have it. So this is the state. You have to remain congruent. If I already have it, then I feel whole, I feel full, I don't need it. But the moment I reaffirm that, oh my God, I really need it, you're not in that state. So what you are creating, what you are emitting is very different. Okay? So releasing importance, what that means is kind of like letting go. Okay, you let go of the outcome, you let go of how it's going to happen, and you're like, I'm very happy if it happens. And if it doesn't happen, I'm very happy too. I'm okay with that. This is the sweet spot. And I know straight away, maybe your mind will be like, I don't like this. This feels like letting go. This feels like quitting. This feels like, wrong to me, because the mind feels like I need to be in control of making this happen. And if I let go, it's not going to happen. Right? The mind has a way, a very limited, narrow way of thinking about how something can come into being. But you have to realize that the universe at large can already see the whole blueprint of so many ways for you to get that thing already that you are completely unaware of. But you have to allow yourself, your energy, to open up the space for the universe to provide in a way that's perfect for you. And often it comes from a way you least expect it, or you least able to logically comprehend how these things even happen. That doesn't mean that you don't do anything about it. That means that you do what's required from that state. So if you're inspired to go somewhere, call someone, write a blog, start something, you do it. But you don't obsess about how is this thing gonna come. You just do it because you're flowing. And in the flow as you're going, each of the steps might be revealed to you and you feel like you need to do this, I need to talk to that person, or this happens. And before you know it, you are led to the creation, the manifestation of that thing. And if you notice some of the most amazing things that happen in your life, some of the goals you have achieved in the fastest way, this is exactly what happened. You didn't really have a plan for it. You just did certain things. It was like you were in the flow throughout. And it worked. And it worked, and it was simple, and it was easy, and maybe there were some challenges along the way, but you overcome them. That is the sweet spot of creation, when there is no resistance and when you simply allow yourself to flow, knowing that in consciousness that thing already exists, and you claimed it, and then you remain in that state, and that's it. When there is no neediness, and you feel complete and you feel whole, that's when you attract the fastest. This is often the state that is the most difficult to keep. Why is that? Because once you let your senses, what you can see here, smell, touch, the manifestation that's already around you, it's very easy for you to think from what you see and experience right now. But you have to understand that that kind of reality is being created by your past way of thinking and doing things. So make sure that what you see right now, the lack of not seeing it with your senses, don't throw you off into that game of, oh my God, it's not here yet. What am I doing wrong? What do I need to do? What do I, into that controlling, needy aspect. Because it's so easy to slip there. So you have to learn to condition yourself to feel safe, to feel whole, to feel full, to remain in a state of the wish fulfilled, to affirm, to visualize, to do whatever works for you to remain there. And when you care the least, when you can go to a place where you're like, I want this thing, and maybe you affirm for it, but you don't really care about it because you know it's done. That's when it comes the fastest. Whether it's a person or a thing, that is the sweet spot to create. So I hope this video was helpful for you. This is how you break away from neediness and being desperate. Take everybody off the damn pedestal. Take everything off the damn pedestal. You are neither above nor below. If you can see everything as it is, one with all, you can allow yourself to really connect and harmonize with anything that you want. The moment you put something above you because of what it's going to give you or because what you project on it, this is the moment you start chasing it and no longer attracting it. Let me know what you think down in the comment. As always, take time now to like, share, and subscribe this video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Be well.